He's Andy Ogles, he's Governor Bill. They're keeping guns safe for folks who kill. They protect your rights a lot, except your right to not get shot. Yeah, they take NRA cash like Tennessee trash. That Christmas picture with your gun nut, folks, seems fine to you, but you make trans jokes so you can shift the focus, and when that's done, then you'll kick out all the rats who ain't white men. Tennessee trash, hunting guards in each school. Tennessee trash, so they can all get shot too. Tennessee trash, gotta be against the law. Tennessee trash, they're keeping pervy people. There ain't no safe school class thanks to Tennessee trash. Lord, they're looking awful fresh. This Tennessee trash.
That right there is the 2023 version of an old PSA as public service announcement, I believe, specifically for Tennessee trash. Now, the original was about, Tennessee trash, which you could find on YouTube or somewhere out there. You can look it up. Tennessee trash was about littering, throwing stuff everywhere, garbage everywhere, but car going down the road, throwing just garbage everywhere. And that's what the original route, which is a public service announcement. Now, this new 2023 is also a public service announcement, and it's not so much throwing garbage on the highway or in the park or wherever. It's just spewing it out on a regular basis in the Tennessee state capitol, I'd say.
Tennessee in the news. You used to get real excited if Tennessee was in the news.
Oh, what is it for? It's been a few years now when you say Tennessee's in the news. Not lately. It's like, you just immediately want to hang your head in shame. And,
imagine if you worked for the Tennessee Tourism Department right now, and you work there, and you're interested in having tourists come to Tennessee who don't buy cars, thinking about how they do if you had to run over a protester. Like if you want regular people, tourists to come to Tennessee, and you work for the tourism board, now you're probably working weekends. Well, we got Dollywood, and, we kick the black people out. No, see.
Feel free.
It's not a plus for many people.
No, and also another plus, feel free to bring a gun any place. Didn't y'all just have a school shooting? Yes, we did, but you're not going to do something like that, and most people aren't, and everybody can have a gun wherever they want to have one. Just know whatever hotel you're staying at, whatever restaurant you dine in, whatever amusement park, wherever you go shopping while you're here in Tennessee, know that everyone around you can legally carry, from the age of 18 on, can legally carry a firearm. So you feel safe when you come to Tennessee.
They're trying to make it where 18-year-olds, right after the school shooting they had at Covenant School in Nashville, 18-year-olds can have a permitless open carry. Constitutional carry is what the conservatives call it.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when they used to just carry the Constitution around in their pockets? They'd wear them pantaloons from 1776, and they'd carry them Constitutions around. I wish that was all they carried now.
No, now it's a package deal. One of those and AR-15. They have to be together. You can't have one without the other.
So if you depend on us for your news about Tennessee, and we've been on a little break here, then you may have missed several stories that have come out. Horrible stories, like a school shooting in Nashville. Frustrating stories like the Republicans who are trying to institute a drag ban, which I think is on hold for a little while.
A federal judge temporarily, stopped it. But yeah, it was illegal to do drag in the state of Tennessee. No drag shows, no nothing, I guess, yeah.
That was a pretty big story because they come out against the drag ban, in Tennessee. And the governor, Bill Lee, there was a picture of him wearing drag from when he was in high school here in Tennessee, Franklin, Tennessee. I
don't want to spend too much time on this, but I grew up in Tennessee, born and raised here all my life. Yeah, family get together, little talent shows and stuff to have a strongman competition, all the men dress up like, the drag show's been in Tennessee forever, always has been, whether you call it a drag show or whatever you want to call it, There was a drag restaurant, an official drag theater open right up down there on Broadway for a while. It made the news. It was on Sally Jesse, FL, and all that. And nobody gave it. It was like there was, Dolly Parton. They did all the country singers. Nobody gave a damn. It drag show. It's something that
in high schools, the football players dress up and have little beauty pageants as fundraisers. Like, Miss Ugly, Murfreesboro High or whatever, or Miss, best looking. They still do that, but they say when Bill Lee was confronted about it, he got all hot. And he said, there's a difference between that and something sexual you do for shit. Like, it's all not sexual when you do drag, but it's also, as we're playing around with, there's a lot to deconstruct here. There's sexism and there's definite, sex stuff. And you're just dressing your teenage boys up, sweaty from the gridiron and in dresses. There's a lot to unpack there. But, Bill Lee went on to say that, I don't think it's sexual. It's good, wholesome high school family entertainment. I remember when Brittany, wearing her baggy daddy's trousers, the suspenders, hiding her adolescent bosoms as she applied lipstick to me and adjusted my
all right
grapefruit titties. He's staring off into the distance here. And later that night, in the back of my daddy's Chrysler, we did not know what gender was. There was no man and there was no woman.
Good for them. I don't want to hear about it right now.
We were all... Then he excused himself and just ran off to the bathroom. Okay. He didn't say any of that, of course. But it is another example of some hypocrisy here in Tennessee. If you like hypocrisy, Jackie, got another one for you here. Now, this just happened. I don't think we got to talk about this too much. Lieutenant Governor Randy McNally... You heard about this, Jackie. He was looking at some naughty pictures online.
Well, the definition of naughty and whatnot, this was a young man's rear end was one of it, and to each his own, but, I
don't care what he looks like or what he does a squirt emoji on. I don't care who he says good morning to, or you made... people happy today, son, or whatever he says. That's the whole point, is for people to be happy. Let people alone and be themselves and be happy. Don't spend your mornings eggplant emoji and 17-year-olds and then wondering, well, how can I get him in the chambers?
Well, he did offer him a job.
And then spend your afternoons.
He did offer this young man a job. He did at one point. Yeah. That's one way, yeah.
And then spend your afternoons making life harder for gay and trans Tennesseans. Why? That's the part that we're against. We want Randy McNally to hit like on whatever buttholes he likes. That's what life is about. And then this man, after we're getting to the part where they kicked out the two black legislators, but had a vote of no confidence on Lieutenant Governor Randy McNally, where you would think that, okay, right there, something is different because I think they were worried about the gay and trans part. Right? Well, he's going to make it harder for us to make it hard for gay and trans people in Tennessee. So maybe we should get rid of him. We'll have a vote of no confidence. He survived the vote of no confidence. Came through it with flying colors. He won a vote of no confidence. I think he was he's like the horniest Walmart greeter. He won the vote of no confidence, and so I guess that means they have confidence in him, that he's up in his office tugging on that mottled naughty dick of his.
All right.
Now listen, I know, Jackie, we don't do body shaming jokes no more. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's dick is beautiful.
I don't.
This is the point, except for hypocrites. Their dicks are not beautiful.
All right. I don't want to talk about anybody's things. All right. Enough of that. I don't need to just leave that part out.
So that happened recently. These are the big Tennessee stories in the news. There's also little Tennessee stories, like the man who wanted to add hanging from a tree, Representative Paul Sherrill of Sparta.
Want to bring that back, yeah. It didn't have enough lynchings in Tennessee.
Then he walked it back a little bit, said, my exaggerated comments were intended to convey my belief that for the cruelest and most heinous crimes, a just society requires the death penalty in kind. He walked that back a little.
And this all come out of bringing the firing squad back, if I'm correct, right?
Right.
We're bringing the firing squad back. Well, if we're going to do that, I'd like to say if we're going to shoot people, which I'm all for, I'd like to see a little hanging too. Just every now and then.
And something about hanging, I don't know what it reminds me of. It like transports me back to a time when justice prevailed. It was a time, it wasn't that long ago. It's not about race. I apologize if anyone is offended. There's just something classic about a good old tree hanging. There's something Tennessee. Like when you are Governor Bill Lee, and there's not a picture of you in drag from 1977 as you're opposing drag shows floating around worldwide media. Your whole point, if you're Bill Lee, is I like businesses. I'm a church businessman. I like bringing all the business. In-N-Out Burger, all them electric cars, they all come in here. When the words Tennessee and hanging tree pop up in the headlines again, you got to be a little worried.
These are not things for the travel brochure. Firing squads, nooses. Be sure while you're here, be sure and watch as many executions from the various foliage.
Yeah, we got an execution bus that goes up and down Broadway. Bring your bachelorette party.
Yeah.
Get in a hot tub. We shoot somebody on the damn. We go by the hanging tree. Every half hour on a half hour. Come on down. Get in the hot tub on a bus shaped like a boot, and we go around the hanging tree. Welcome to Tennessee. Bring your guns. If you're 18 and over, you can bring. You don't need a permit.
Hell, you'll want to get in on the action.
God. Are we heading that way? They also, listen, one of the young black lawmakers who was, I say lawmaker in quotes because they're never going to let him make a law, even if they let him back into the building. Justin Jones was protesting. Man, it just doesn't stop. The fucking bust of the founder of the Ku Klux Klan, which was in the state capitol for years and years, which
proudly displayed in the Tennessee state capitol.
They wouldn't let them get rid of it. They should be thanking Justin Jones for finally making them get rid of the dang bust of the founder of the Ku Klux Klan that was in the state capitol up till 2 years ago.
Yeah. He went to jail, was arrested at least 4 times for various protests, which, God love him. Why the hell is that in the state capital of the state I live in, the state of my home? No, hell with that.
Okay, so your state, my state, My state invented the Ku Klux Klan. We came up with the idea, the Tennesseans. We perfected it. We tested it out. Rolled it out slowly or fast. I'm not really sure. There's not a good speed.
There's no preferable speed to that, yes.
No, you can't say, well, at least it was slow. No, it's not.
No.
It doesn't matter. So, and then, okay, that was a long time ago. Sure, we've come a long ways. Questionable, but you can say that. And then, but you keep that little reminder. It's just a memento.
History.
That's a history. See, that history, it reminds me to not be racist. The statue of the founder of the Klan reminds you to not be racist, right, in the state capitol. I mean, it doesn't have the word no over it. It doesn't have like a Ghostbusters. It's just the statue. Anyway, they finally, when all the statues were coming down, they did not want to let the bust of the founder of the Ku Klux Klan go. They kept it in there. And it's some of the same people. The resistance, this is from an article we read on Politico from Natalie Allison, who used to be a reporter for the Tennessean. She covered the Capitol for, I'd say, some of their best years, the P chair years and the damn bust of Nathan Bedford Forrest years. And House Speaker Cameron Sexton, who is named like a John Hughes villain and is a John Hughes villain.
Turns out, yeah.
It looks like a John Hughes villain.
Look at him, yeah.
And Randy McNally, this is straight from her article. The bust was finally removed in 2021 with resistance from Lieutenant Governor Randy McNally and House Speaker Cameron Sexton after GOP Governor Bill Lee whipped votes on the necessary state commissions to resolve the issue once and for all, because he was like, this is in the headlines. I'm trying to get In-N-Out Burger to open up. And y'all, I think it's time to get rid of the Klan. And he probably had to do it quiet so he didn't lose his next election. So some of these same people trying to keep the Klan statue up are still there, kicking black people out of the state senate. And he was the person who helped lead the protests, a leader of the protests, is one of the people he kicked out. And after that, they passed a law, which did not pass, actually, but it got close. But it was getting some negative press, and Justin Jones fought back against that law, which was basically that we should be able to run over Justin Jones' law, run over protesters with your car, come to Tennessee, come on in.
When you come to Tennessee, if you're going to be protesting, be sure you bring a gun, because someone may try to run you over.
Well, that just happened in Texas.
Yeah.
Basically.
He's letting him out. He's going to pardon him. Yeah.
Yeah. The other states love that Tennessee looks like buffoonish racist, obvious, no excuse racist, because it gives them some cover to do equally heinous, but slightly, it's not even more subtle. It's just, people mad about Tennessee, and then here comes damn Texas gonna pardon the guy just ran over a bunch of protesters, shot him. Did he run over him? And he ran his car into it, and then he shot somebody.
Also shot someone, yeah.
Also shot somebody.
Florida, you may be safe for a little while. DeSantis too busy, tackling Disney. That's going to be his focus for Lord knows how long. So y'all may get out a few extra.
You got some time. We bought you some time.
Bought you a little time there, yeah.
Yeah, that would be, I got to say, I don't know whoever killed it in Tennessee. I'm guessing also maybe Bill Lee. I don't want to give him too much credit.
No.
I mean, Justin Jones was in there talking to people saying, you don't want this law. I don't believe. I don't know who the person Tennessee Republicans revive bill offering immunity for running over protesters blocking streets. These are laws that were passed around the country. I mean, Tennessee didn't even invent this one. We've gotten much worse. I think we are sort of like blazing a trail down.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure some of them want to drive their car into the chambers so that they can run Justin Jones over when he comes back. They want to make it look like a Sonic. Just crashing their cars around. It's like John Wick 4. Ooh, boy.
Now,
so they kicked out. What were you going to say, Jackie? I don't know. We could
there's
a long preamble.
Kicking out these two young men. Go look at some of the speeches on the floor if you ain't done it yet. It's worth your time. And you can see how dynamic and just how skilled these two young politicians are, because the Republicans just paved the way for superstardom at this point. If you care about Twitter numbers and all that, go look at their Twitters and then look at Cameron Sexton's, and you'll know what the hell I'm talking about. And they're going to be able to raise money, unheard of amounts of money, for the rest of their lives if they so choose to continue to be politicians. And yes, are the Republicans going to be able to raise some money off of that? Sure, they will. I think they're already trying, GOP. Look what we did. Look what we did. We took care of these, giving us too much of a headache. Had to go. We'll keep a white lady here. She's fine. Had to go.
She ain't fine. A lot of people voted against her, but like enough people were like, she's something about her I like better than the other two. This should prove that I'm not racist.
It's just so blatant. And Justin Jones, when it comes to the world is watching, which it certainly was and is, and they responded by, well, if the whole world's watching, let's make sure they all know what ignorant bigots we truly are. Have a look. But the money you raise ain't going to compare to the money that Justin Pearson and Justin Jones are going to raise. It just ain't the shining the light on various causes, political causes. You don't come. It's just not comparable. I don't think that there's people sitting out there going, well, you know what? It's about time. I like this Cameron Sexton, these Tennessee. It's about time somebody showed a young black man how to behave. It's just I hadn't seen. You've already got all those people. There ain't no more of those people out there. Maybe a couple.
Yeah. I was going to say there's plenty of them people, but yeah, you're right. They already voting for them.
You're not adding to that. People embarrassed by this who are Republicans and embarrassed by it. You're losing them. Independents. This is my state. This is how we trade. This is what it. No. You ain't. You got the money you got. You got the people you got. You ain't adding none to them. Whereas these two young men are going to bring more people, get more people politically active than you could ever dream of. It's ridiculous. If they're giving you a headache, you want to go away, you could have censored them. You could have said this or Dr. Pay, I don't know, hell, anything. But by doing this, you just brought them to a spotlight that these two young men, who certainly deserve it, without a doubt, it's terrible that you had to put them through this to get it. They didn't deserve it this damn way. But they're brilliant, smart, and intelligent young politicians who you just gave them the key to it all the riches. You gave it to them. You did that.
I mean, normally I would say never underestimate the political power of white people being mean to black people. But something about this does feel different.
Yeah.
The fact that they did say, oh, the world's watching? Well, this is my chance to patronizingly lecture a couple of young black men does say that maybe they weren't thinking it through. They're drunk on their own power. They think now that being assholes is a way to win everything. They have to be assholes to win their primary, so they win their primary, and they're like, well, now that and then you win your primary in Tennessee, and everybody in Tennessee just goes down and checks the R's. There's no local media anymore to tell you what assholes these people really are. You get to go, well, they're Republicans, they must be good. So they just keep winning, and now they think, well, the way I won was by being an asshole. We can be racist. We can give kids guns. We can get rid of gay kids and trans kids. We can be the biggest assholes y'all ever seen. And I'll get the most votes of anybody in the world. But I think they're going to learn the lesson that maybe sometimes you have to be a little bit less of an asshole. I was going to say don't be an asshole, but that sounds too optimistic.
Yeah.
But even then, they're still going to be such big assholes that it's almost impossible for us to comprehend. I don't know that... you're right that with censure and everything, all the other options they could have had, they're up there saying, oh, decorum and rules. I mean, that's what white people are always bringing up rules and decorum and to black people.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's not racist. We're like, no, it ain't racist. Just a bunch of white people just trying to tell black people how they need to act. That's not racist. There's rules and decorum. That's still racist. I think a lot of these people just don't understand it. I was just telling them.
Let's talk about decorum. Why were these young men, they were standing up because they're killing children. They were upset because 9-year-olds were being slaughtered in schools. It tends to upset people, or it should anyway. Some people it don't, one way or the other.
We're forgetting that. You're actually absolutely right. We're forgetting about the mass shooting that just occurred in Nashville, where the Capitol is, just a few days prior to all this. And it's not just like they're standing up there going, we need to do more, and like the Tennessee legislature's been doing a bunch of stuff. They've been making it easier and easier for people to get guns. This whole stuff about permitless carry and 18-year-olds getting guns and bills to force businesses and restaurants to let you in. Like Applebee's can't say, no, you can't bring your gun in here. I don't know what their policy is on guns. Maybe since that song, they're just like, just let them all in. That's all we got left. But they're actively making things worse. So for them to take the well, which I guess means just stand up there and start telling people, and for all the kids to be out there protesting, and for them to be using that power of that protest to lead it, to get action from the Republicans in Tennessee Capitol, seems natural to me. It don't seem like they did nothing wrong. People comparing it to January 6th. Hey.
There's insurrection. There's the insurrection. Parents with their children out there. Granted, there were some parents with their children at January 6th, but they's a little older, I think. I think there's some mother and son.
Mother and son, the zip tie man and his mama was there.
Tennessee. Bring it back to Tennessee,
from Tennessee.
One more time. Yeah.
Worked at Kid Rock's bar.
Oh, well,
Zip tie man did.
Uh-huh.
So they kick them. So.
Well, I won't talk about decorum a little bit because I know people have heard this, but let's go through a little decorum. The rules, how to behave when you're a politician in Tennessee. When you're a liberal black young man politician, I suppose is what this is about. But let's talk about some older white man decorum Republican legislators' behavior. Now, there's a gentleman. Rep. Byrd, right? Is that his name, I believe?
Oh, yeah, Byrd. David Byrd, I believe.
David Byrd. Now, he was accused as a teacher, when he was a teacher, of acting inappropriately with more than a few of his students, I believe. Inappropriately molestation. We're talking about 14, 15, 16-year-old students here.
He was accused of sexually assaulting 15, 16-year-old girls he had taught.
Yes.
Coached. He's coached. Yes. And after that, he was made chairman of the House Education Committee.
Now, it come out evidence of him calling one of his victims and apologizing, bless his heart, for that. And of course, she was smart about it and recorded this. These tapes exist. You could hear him. He's basically admitting to this behavior. They did not. Did they have a vote over him? Even did they even have a vote? Did they bring up a vote?
Well, they said decorum? They said he was fairly elected.
Well, he was. Yeah,
like people said about Justin Jones and Justin Pearson, and
sure, fairly elected. We were fairly elected. That Santos McCarthy keeps telling us about. Santos, fairly elected. He's fairly elected. Not much I could do about it. He was fairly elected.
Yeah. And the David Byrd, the recording, he says, "I can promise you one thing. I've been so sorry for that. I've lived with that, and you don't know how hard it has been on me."
Oh, bless his heart.
He didn't admit to others, just those.
The others
called on Byrd to resign.
The others weren't on tape.
He refused.
He confessed to the ones that was on tape. But the other ones, they didn't happen. I think that's what he says, yeah.
Yeah. And Bill Lee, again, tried to get him to not run. And he did run. And he won after this is why maybe we need local newspapers again, or get rid of Facebook or something. I don't know. He won. He molested kids. He admitted to it. He won again. And then he got COVID real bad. And this may be when you're thinking, it's Easter weekend as we're recording this, and you may be thinking, oh, God does exist. Praise be. But he survived COVID, and he got a liver transplant, and he was on a respirator for 55 days. He survived all that. He came back to the Capitol.
That seemed like a waste of a liver to me.
Oh, they got livers all over the place. They're giving them to anybody these days. So he come back to the Capitol, and they were like, well, welcome back. You can join us to protest masks and vaccines. Yeah, let me do it. They barely talk, riding around on a scooter, wearing a mask. Like, we got to get rid of these damn masks. And then he missed a whole session, and then he decided not to run again. But they never expelled him.
No.
They never got rid of him. The child molester, mask battler, COVID haver.
Confessed child molester.
They still called him Coach.
All right, Coach. Hey, how you doing, Coach?
Hey,
how's that COVID?
I don't like to make fun of sick people. But I do like to make fun of child molesters.
Yes.
I think both sides can agree now that we can make fun of child molesters. So, yeah, so decorum, Jackie, decorum. David Byrd, decorum. I think he's still alive, but he is not in, representing anyone now. I don't know who replaced him, and I'm sure he regrets missing out on all this.
So being upset about children being massacred, bad decorum. Not being upset about children being molested. That's just a gray area, or it's okay.
They're peeing in chairs also.
Yeah, I heard this. I know we'd have to talk about
that's
this.
Not as bad as child molesting.
I
don't want anybody to say we're saying it's all the same. We're just saying
no. I'll take
decorum though.
Chair peeing over a child any day. Pee on as many chairs as you want. Do it all day and night. Don't touch a child.
Now, this was Republicans mad at each other in Tennessee, and they peed on somebody's chair. This was. I don't even think this was national news. I think this was mostly just kind of like local. Oh hell!
Some of this we keep to ourselves. Some of it we don't. It's just for our enjoyment here in Tennessee.
We used to have some shame.
A little bit.
We used to have a little bit of shame in this state. Nowadays, it'd be like, yeah, I'm the chair peer, because there's still some question as to who peed in the chair. I think it was Tom Mitchell. Is that his name? His chair got peed on. Listen, and also, let me tell you something. I want to make sure that you know that I am not anti-peeing in chairs, Jackie. Let's not be so quick to get rid of peeing in chairs as a weapon.
I just said do it all day and all night, as far as I'm concerned.
Just leave the kids alone. There was a time in my life where if somebody had said, pee in a chair, I would say, hell yeah, man. Where do I line up? I've been drinking all day. But now, Jackie, I want you to know that I think, well, are we peeing in a chair to bring about change? Are we peeing in a chair to combat racism or to speak out for the oppressed? Why are we peeing in this chair? I like to think that I've grown up a little bit, Jackie. This is what is known as maturity. Or maybe it's naive, being naive, because there's still part of me during all these protests, I keep wishing for Kid Rock and Travis Tritt to turn good. I love them so much, Jackie. I still have hope they're going to turn face. You show up, drive up to the protest, all the Gen Z kids out there protesting, them kicking them out. Gun safety in schools. Bill Lee just added a bunch of damn security guards. They say they're going to do something for mental health. Yeah. I don't know that I trust them. I mean, that would be nice. They're not really addressing the gun part of it. They could drive up, they get a big truck, and they're blasting, this one's going to hurt you. And then they get up, and they yelling it, they flip the bird to the Capitol, and they get out, and they're scratching the hood of the truck with their boots, but they don't care. And they damn start going bar with the bar. And then when they get to the my name is Kid Rock part, everybody in the crowd goes, our name is Kid Rock. But I guess they're just going to shoot gay beer. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to be a former liker of Kid Rock and Travis Tritt. Travis Tritt wouldn't it be good if he was good?
I want Travis Tritt to be good.
I do too.
I wanted Charlie Daniels to be good, but instead he's dead now. Think
if all these grizzled old shit kickers showed up there to link arms with these young kids and be like, yeah, let's do something to make schools safer. They actually make schools safer. I don't know who's doing that. It was supposed to be a fiddle, but it sounded like a...
Well,
what did it sound like?
I don't know. The whole point is you got to hell with Kid Rock and Travis Tritt. I don't give a damn what they do. I'm sorry, I don't. The point is they're too busy talking about gay beer when they're murdering children every day. Every day. Who gives a damn about gay beer? You don't like it, don't drink it. If you like gay beer, drink it all damn day. Personally, I don't know a beer that ain't gay. All of it's gay as far as I'm concerned. They're killing children. They're killing children. I don't shoot all the. I'd rather you shoot the gay bear, I guess, than the children. But there's still plenty of ammunition to kill them after you're done shooting up a gay bear.
You just want to shoot some beer. Shooting cans of beer is fun. You'd go down the lake and have a bunch of cans of beer and hot and shake them up and then go shoot them with a gun, except none of my family or friends would ever let me handle the weapon.
Well, they know better, yeah. That's a
People
waste
talk
of beer,
about gun
too.
control. I've been living under gun control my whole life.
Well, yeah. You needed it, and there's a lot of people that do need it. And I don't understand. I own guns, but I don't understand why the NRA got you brainwashed and everything else. It's like, no, I won't half the people that I know, all right, if they may pass that law, you can go get a firearm anytime you want there, Dunlap. Lord hopes you don't. I want you to take a class. I want you to know how to lock it up, where it goes, how to store it, and all this stuff. If you ain't got nobody good sense, if your daddy didn't teach you all that stuff, he wasn't a good daddy. And I ain't picking on you for that, Dunlap. I didn't mean that personally. I'm just saying in general.
Got harsh.
But we know there's a lot of daddies that ain't good out there, and a lot of people, anybody that won't, go get the gun. No, I want you to know how to do all that stuff. If I'm going to be a responsible gun owner, I want to make sure everybody else is too. He said, I don't want the government deciding that. Well, who the hell's going to decide it? It's a wasted argument. I'm wasting my breath. I don't even know why I start this again. Hell with it.
It's the same thing. They don't want to pay off student loans. I had to pay my loans off. I had to pay my kids off. Or like, people come in this country the legal way. They make everybody come in the legal way. It's always like that. But it's like, I'm a safe gun owner, but I want every clown, domestic abuser.
Yeah, well, can't even pass that law. Just if you stalking somebody, if you gone to jail for beating the hell out of your wife or abusing people, you should be able to. I don't want you to have a gun. I don't want you. No, it's okay. And the reason is because, well, hell, what if I get mad and hit my wife someday? How am I going to get a gun? No, sir. I mean, what the hell is wrong with you?
I would never do nothing harmful to Kelly. But if I did, that does not mean I don't have a constitutional right to also possibly shoot her. I don't know if these gun rights just supersede all the other rights in the world. They're just like, well, I mean, Kelly's got a right to not get shot. I got a right to not get shot. I got a right to go to the mall or school or damn Applebee's or movies and not get shot. People got rights to talk without you standing in front of them with a gun. People got rights to vote without people showing up at the polls with guns to threaten you. I think you got a right to not be threatened, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm not a scholar. I'm not a constitutional scholar. I just am a white man with a podcast. But I will tell you this. Everybody who has a sticker on the back of their truck, it says, "Come and take it, Biden," which I say all the time. I'm like, that's not even who's less threatening physically than Joe Biden at this point? Come and take it, Biden. Let me get out of the car first. Like, who's he gonna just barge in, kick a door in? These jackbooted thugs and
you know how Biden. You know how he is when he gets ornery. Like, all right, give it here. Had enough.
Well, you ever been like when my granddaddy was in the nursing home and he'd be like, he didn't know what was going on, but you tried to take, like, you had a can of peanuts and you had enough peanuts, and his grasp was strong.
Yeah.
Like a claw, an iron claw. Like he was not going to give, and he had just enough strength left in his arm. You know, he about a strong old man, hoeing all the time. He wasn't going to you wouldn't get them peanuts out of his arm and claw. So maybe it's like that. I just don't know. They're so excited to tell you ain't getting this. He's like, what? Who's talking? Let me move a little closer. Come and take it. I hear something, but I don't. It's hard to focus. Joe Biden is going to come. Joe Biden, walk by a bush and cut his hand on a twig and bleed for 3 days. You scared of him?
Maybe that's the way they think of all presidents. You see those pictures they put Trump on a dinosaur with machine guns and a Superman cape and a bunch of stupid life shit like that. Maybe they think all presidents are like that or something. I don't know. I ain't ever seen no picture unfortunately, I'm not opposed to seeing one. Biden on a dinosaur with machine gun and all that. So maybe they think all presidents like that.
How's he going to get up on a dinosaur without hurting himself?
Oh, somebody had to put him on there. Yeah, he couldn't.
I see what you say. He's a super. Yeah, I get it. Now,
I'm just saying, the posters they got on the walls of Trump, if they think Biden like it, yeah, I don't know. Hell, I don't know.
They have somebody knock the door down, and he walk into your living room. He's like, oh, why did I come in here? He's not going to take. They shoot him. Their fantasy here, come take it Biden. He said Biden shows up to take their guns and they shoot Joe Biden. If you shot Joe Biden, and God knows, please, nobody, I should not have even said the two words close to each other.
No.
But if you did, he would just explode into white dust. Everybody around, it looked like 9/11. You would not, it would just be Biden dust all over you. Don't, with a BB gun, I'm talking. Don't, you throw a cup at him. Don't do none of these to the president. My God.
Whoever it is.
I'm just telling you, he's not a threat physically.
In no way at all.
Man, I forget. It's tricky. These podcasts are tricky. Listen, decorum, Jackie, Andy Ogles, who also was in the news because of the gun debate and his Christmas card, where all his kids and him were standing in front of the tree holding guns, automatic weapons.
It's more than just guns. Because, you go on a hunting trip. I got family. I got you used to hold your rifle and the deer behind you and all this stuff. That it's not opposed of even young people to a certain age, as long as they're with the daddy holding a firearm. But at Christmas and like these semi-automatic weapons, who is that for?
And they ain't dressed for hunting.
No,
they
it's
dressed
Christmas.
For Sunday school.
It's Christmas.
They're wearing their Christmas sweaters. They're buttoned up. They look like they're ready to judge a math team event. They're with their guns. People just want to have guns walking around with their sweaters so they can make sure that black people obey the rules that white people have set for them. How many people had guns in there when they were telling the Justins to get lost?
Ogles.
Also, Andy Ogles had a GoFundMe, by the way, for where he raised like thousands of dollars, and he won't say what happened to it.
It was for his dead child. It was for a special cemetery. It was going to honor a child. So he raised, and it won't say. Well, I think he said, we just changed our mind about that. What'd you do with the money, though? You raise the money for something and you change your mind about it. You don't get to keep the damn money.
What did Congressman Andy Ogles do with nearly $25,000 meant for a child burial garden? He won't say. Ogles used a photo of a stillborn child for GoFundMe, promising a place for burial of babies with benches for families, and a life-size statue of Jesus. How do they know it's life-size? What if they're a couple inches off?
How much money can you raise building life-size statues of Jesus? How many GoFundMes right now? And I don't mean to take away from this particular horrible thing of using the death of a child to manipulate money from people. Just the worst kind of human being on earth. But we need to put up a GoFundMe for life-size to just see how lifelike you can make it. Yeah, we are.
What business are we in?
I don't know.
It's a story that goes far beyond questions about Ogles' inflated resume. He also said he graduated from MTSU. Oh, God. It's a story that stems from personal tragedy, the stillborn death of a child whose photo Ogles sometimes posts on his political social media, and a GoFundMe that allowed Ogles to take in tens of thousands of dollars for what was supposed to be a children's burial garden. Folks, we've said like 100 things that could be multi-part podcast investigations of all these dumb assholes, these ignorant, racist motherfuckers in Tennessee.
Hey, watch them out.
And we ain't even halfway done. We can't even name all the terrible stuff that fucking Andy Ogles did. A burial garden. Oh, my God. That would create a place for Lincoln's new play friends. A life-size statue of Jesus watching over the children, along with benches for families to sit while surrounded by flowers. People responded to Ogle's emotional plea. This is another Phil Williams story. Donating almost $25,000. Ogle got the money, says GoFundMe. Then what happened? Nobody knows. We checked the cemetery where Lincoln is buried. There's no children's burial garden. There's no benches where families can sit. There's no life-size statues of Jesus. What a wasted afternoon. What we found this is good. Ogles blames government bureaucracy. What we found over the past year as we have been going through this process is that burials are heavily regulated. You just figured that out? He insisted that none of the money has been spent. But there is no evidence that any government regulation would have prevented the purchase of several cemetery plots for burying children. What did he have in mind? Like, what kind of weird burial did they won't let us do that. What sort of sick mind is sitting around coming up with new untested ways to bury children under the watchful eyes of a life-size Jesus statue?
Well, we weren't going to allow you to do this, but if you got Jesus there watching them, we'll let this pass. What?
$25,000. Damn. These people, I'll give him credit. I'll give him credit. That's a good one.
We were talking about pictures, too. I believe, if I remember correctly, he also has a picture of, in the picture, Christmas pictures, at least the children in the picture, their fingers and arms can actually hold a weapon or able to, whereas I think on Instagram or one of them things, he has a baby with a semi-automatic weapon, if I remember correctly. So, he also putting up pictures of babies and guns, yeah.
Let me tell you something, too, that I discovered looking at all these motherfuckers, is that you think your image of them, if you're not from Tennessee, or even if you are, is that a lot of them are going to be big-gutted, grizzled good old boys with beards and scraggly, and some of them are that.
We got that.
Get on home.
We got that covered, yeah. There's plenty of that, too, but,
But a lot of these are little nerds. And they playing with the guns, and they want the respect from the good old boys, and they're trying to out the rednecks to get their votes. But they're really just nerds. Look at Cameron Sexton. Look at Ogles. Nerds.
For that matter, on a national scale, look at Ted Cruz. Look at Rubio. You think these are big manly men with their big gut? No, hell no. They go make a video. They have to practice for 3 days before they go cook bacon on the damn guns or whatever the hell it is they're doing.
I gotta go. I got gun cooking bacon practice.
His wife is, thank God.
These guns just let these little nerds feel like big men. That's half of it, and the other half's racism. That's your two. That's
Tennessee politics in a nutshell, wrapped up there, Dunlap. You got it figured out.
Oh my God!
It's really not that hard to figure out. Just look at pictures, watch the news. Phil Williams, you mentioned him earlier. He doing a great job, local news. Channel 5 News, he's doing a good job showcasing these people. And he's gone after Democrats in the past, so he ain't one way or the other, but he's doing a good job of what they're doing now.
The Democrats put the Klan statue in there. Democrats settle all this in motion. Listen. And you don't want to make heroes of too many people, but when somebody does something like stands up to a whole chamber full of people itching to kick you out and gives some powerful speeches, oratory. And by the way, not forgetting the damn kids who got murdered, who started, well, they didn't start, the murder of these kids kicked off this latest Tennessee is racist. Not Tennesseans are, I'm not coming down the state of Tennessee. I love Tennessee. Tennessee.
My home.
We want it to be nice.
It hurts me to see things like this happen. I want In-N-Out Burger to come here. I want these things. I want people to be employed and make a good living. But I don't know how you do it with this mess, with this crazy mess going on. There's no call for it. There's no reason for
it. Nashville's welcoming bigger and bigger assholes to live and work there. Candace Owens and damn old, what's the name? I can barely name. Who's the guy who thinks everybody's a pedophile? The beard and the damn, the little fella who has the podcast.
Shapiro's.
Yep, all these people coming in,
Kirk and all
hanging out.
Yeah.
Don't like it. Listen, this is from that article too. When Candace Owens moved, they passed a resolution to honor Candace Owens for moving to Tennessee to fight against, quote, creeping socialism and leftist political tyranny. Yeah. Political tyranny? I seen some of that recently.
Yeah. The whole world seeing that.
Get thanked for moving to the state. Good. And listen, there's more. We don't even need to. We can just quickly hear protests running over people. Let's see. We didn't even talk about Glenn Casada, the former House Speaker, Tennessee House Speaker, and Cade Cothran, the Chief of Staff. This was just a few years ago. They're being investigated by the FBI. Their texts had tons of racist stuff. Somebody and talking about cocaine and calling black people. I'm not even going to say what all. And they definitely use the N words, and then just like lesser stuff like hooking up with a staffer in the damn hot chicken restaurant bathroom. She doesn't say what hot chicken restaurant that was. Listen, I'm all for hooking up in bathrooms. I'm all for hooking up in restaurant bathrooms. A lot of stuff happens in a hot chicken bathroom. There's lots of explosions and lots of stuff coming out.
Right. I don't just
that, not necessarily of the sex kind. And by the way, unless you're just gonna get in there and keep it to like under a minute,
hey,
somebody's gonna be outside needing to get in there pretty quick. And they're gonna be banging on that door. They're like, I got to go in here.
I don't want to hear about hot chicken go to the bathroom. All right.
This was just a few years ago that all this happened, and they're still being investigated for all this. They stuck Gloria Johnson, white lady of the Tennessee Three, who, by the way, completely, they said, why did you not get voted out? She said, because I'm a white lady.
Pretty much, just calling it out for what it was. Yeah, good for her.
She's done a lot of good stuff over the years.
She's great. Yeah,
or tried to.
Has certainly tried. Yeah, in Tennessee, all you could do is try, and bless her heart for trying. She has for many years now. God bless her.
They stuck her in a closet when she didn't support Sexton's reelection. I mean, like in a closet. There's the peeing in the chair. It was Rick Tillis, but we don't know who peed in the chair. You know, there's the damn guy who said, I'll just pass a bill. Just pass a bill instead of grabbing a bullhorn. Which is like saying, stop hitting yourself in a gerrymandered, anti-democrat, Republican power stranglehold state. That dude, Andrew Farmer, he was the same one that Justin Pearson was like, I think he was the one. I'm starting to get my white Tennessee Republicans mixed up here, but I do think Andrew Farmer was the one who, when Justin Pearson said, would any of y'all like to be talked to that way?
Yeah.
A few years ago, in 2019, he's a lawyer, I guess an injury lawyer, the kind who has billboards. If you're a lawyer who has billboards, like them good Nashville lawyers, they don't need billboards.
No, sure.
If you're a lawyer with a billboard, it said Tennessee lawmaker, car accidents, criminal defense, family law. Who better to argue the law than an actual lawmaker? He took him down. But it does seem the kind of thing where you're saying, hey, I know people. I can use my... Anyway, every one of them who you heard say something has got a few articles written about them.
Yeah. Some more than a few.
We didn't we talk about Scott DeJarlis, who we've been talking about on here for years. We said he was like the canary in the Trump hole.
Pretty
Got
much.
his mistress's abortions and prescribed
Doctor.
them. And
was a doctor. Yeah, he was a
Scott
doctor.
DeJarlis.
Patients, not mistress. Some were his patients. He got his patients. When a doctor gets his patients pregnant, he gonna be able to take care of it with an abortion. Let me tell you, regardless what kind of laws are going on. But at the time, it wasn't illegal, and he got it done. But you know what? It wasn't illegal, but he sure wanted it to be illegal, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Pro-life platform, everything else. Yes, sir, we got to stop this. Now, I do it all the damn time. When I get one of my patients knocked up, straight to the abortion clinic. No, but all you people, no. One re-election, won it.
He shot. Oh, he's won election. Damn, I don't know how many times.
How many times? I'm still there. No, well, he may do it, but he's God forgives you too. They're all TV preachers, pretty much what it is. God forgives you. You can do whatever you want. Say God forgive. Well, God forgave him, so I'm gonna keep giving my money and keep giving him my vote. And the Lord knows what he's doing, but
it's half about y'all want somebody. It doesn't matter what they did. You want them to make sure other people can't do it. After that, it's not half these people who like Trump think he's a fighter for them, even though he could not think less of the people in the trucks that drive up to his show. Being running for president.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Scott DeJarlis, he shot at his ex-wife with a gun. Got 3 abortions, I'm reading here, for...
that we know of,
That we know of. You got Scott DeJarlis. You got damn... I can't even go on anymore. I think I may be exhausted from naming Tennessee corruption.
This ain't but an hour, and I don't know if I can talk for another 3, so...
We got, but I think if you've been waiting for us to talk about what's been going on in Tennessee, I think we've covered everything, for now. I know there'll be a bunch of stuff happening soon.
We don't know for sure that Justin, they're talking about reappointing him right now until the next special election, but then they said that Sexton's lawyers told them they can't come back to 2025, so who knows what's going to happen. All we can do is support Tennessee 3. There's lots of ways to do that. Get on the computer, figure it out, do it. If you're from Tennessee, quit voting for criminals and crooks. Why? Just stop voting for them. And I know they got to have an R by the name. I understand that. Crazy people going to win the primary, and that's what you're stuck with. I know you don't want to vote for Democrat, but I don't know what the hell else you can do. A sane Republican ain't got a chance in this day and age. They don't exist anymore. So you got to make a decision, find out if you want to get ripped off, if you want people staking money out your pockets, because businesses ain't going to keep coming to a state like this. They're just not. Children ain't going to go to college. Young people aren't going to go to college in a school where there's no abortion, where you can't be gay, where you can't, what the hell? I love my state of Tennessee. It's my home. It's my beloved state of Tennessee. Let's try to just help it out a little bit.
These black people that work for In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah.
These gay people that work for In-N-Out Burger.
I guarantee you, everyone at In-N-Out Burger that works for them does not want to get shot.
He's Randy McNally, he's Pretty Bill Lee. They're the trash we elected here in Tennessee. They're the garbage in this state, too mean to legislate. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. Pop, lusting on gay IG. No need to be ashamed about squirt emojis. But trash don't stay like hypocrites who go do as I say, not as I do. Tennessee trash wore a dress in high school. Tennessee trash, he can break his own rule. Tennessee trash, clicking like a buttholes. Tennessee trash, been closing down the drag shows. No, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee. Trash.